What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the 4 for 4 Philly Fan Podcast. The Sixers do, in fact, play tonight at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. We have a road stand currently going on right now. We have the Kings tonight, Portland Thursday, then we play Phoenix on Saturday, and then on Monday or Tuesday we play the Jazz to wrap that up. This has been a part in the schedule for the last couple of years now where the Sixers have struggled a little bit. Now, we are 24 games into the season so far, and, I usually do like to judge the teams by, a pretty good amount of games played. That's what I just like to do. So here I am. I mean, we played 25 games. I'm not going to make a game recap video tonight. It's just going to be too late. I'll be posting that tomorrow morning, but the Sixers, we are on a road stand, as I just said. And I'm going to be breaking down pretty much everything that I've liked so far, not liked so far this season. And I'm thinking a lot of people are going to know what most of the things that I have liked are, and even some of the things that I don't like. But, I'm just going to get into it. The number one thing that I have liked so far this season is Joel Embiid. And I'm pretty sure everybody really does know that and feels the same way about it as I do. I mean, to me, he's the MVP of the league. It's either that or he's top 2 or top 3. Whatever you want to say, I think he's number 1. But, Embiid's stats this season have just been great. 29.3 points per game. He's shooting 55% from the field, 39% from 3, 85% from the free throw line, averaging 10.7 rebounds a night, almost 3 assists, with 1.3 steals. And I don't know why it doesn't show the blocks on here, but I know he's probably averaging over at least 1 block. Probably, a block and a half per game. Now, Embiid is great. And, when he plays, the team usually does play well. They usually win games. And, that's great. Would I like him to play every game? Of course I would. It's Joel Embiid. He's the MVP. He's the best player on the team. But you got to understand from a Sixers perspective that you just can't possibly have him play every game. Not every superstar is going to play every single night. There is. It's just not going to happen. We live in an NBA era where, you get those days off, where you get load management days, where you get this, where you get that. We're playing in a league where playoffs matter the most, and you got to make sure your guys are healthy come playoff time. And Joel Embiid has been healthy for the most part come playoff time, but he was injured in 2017 with his face injury. Then the following year in 2019, whatever it was, against the Raptors, he wasn't, he wasn't his best. He was a little out of shape. He was sick some of the games. But it does look like Embiid is in way better physical shape this year than any year past. And I can honestly say that as a Sixers fan. He has looked a lot better everywhere on the floor. He hustles back on defense. He hustles back to get in his spot on the block. Does he shoot threes? Yeah, but he's shooting them at 39% on the year. Now, last game against the Nets, did I want him shooting 7 threes, 8 threes? No, I didn't. I want him to be on the block. I want him to take DeAndre Jordan every single time. It's DeAndre Jordan. It's not Jared Allen. It's not Rudy Gobert or Towns. It's DeAndre Jordan. You can beat him off one step to the basket. And, that's what he did do. That game. It's not like he had a terrible game. He still had over 30 points. Like 33 points or something like that. Embiid is downright amazing. And, the other 2 players that I'm about to bring up have been very good. Tobias Harris, 20.2 points a game. He's averaging 7.4 rebounds, 3 assists, just under a steal. Tobias Harris, to me, has earned the right to be an All-Star this year. He hasn't missed a game. Actually, he has missed a game, but it was due to reasons that we all know at this point. That was the only game he missed. It's not like he was injured. It's not like he was this, not like he was that. It was because of the NBA and the league protocols, which makes sense. I mean, everybody has pretty much missed a game or 2 or 3 because of that reason, except Simmons, who even missed 2 games himself. And we lost both. We lost all 3. I mean, we haven't won a game without Ben Simmons on the floor. Maybe one. But the big 3, Ben, Joel, and Tobias, have been downright amazing this year to watch. You can't win a game. The Sixers struggle when Ben Simmons is not on the floor, and we struggle insanely when Embiid is not on the floor. And that goes for everybody. Tobias struggles when Ben's not there. Ben struggles when Joel's not there. Same thing with Tobias. Everybody struggles when your superstar is not on the floor. And that's why I want them to play a lot more. That's why I want them to be available for every game. But then in realistic stand form, like in reality, I'd rather have them healthy for the playoffs. But you are an NBA superstar. I mean, you should be in physical shape to play a 76, 72 game season, whatever it is, this year. But I do understand the off days, for these guys. But we're 17-7 at 24 games. Now, again, we play the Kings tonight. They're not great. I can see them putting up a fight. You're playing later than normal for your time. It's the Kings. They're a trap game. This is definitely a trap game. Same thing with the Suns. That happens every year. It's a trap game for us. We seem to lose to the Suns at least once. Hopefully not this year. I think we're better this year. But the Sixers this year are a different team than last year and the year before that. And even Doc Rivers. It is the Doc Rivers effect. That's pretty much what I'm getting at. The Doc Rivers effect has worked insanely. And I made a video on that like a month or so ago. The Doc Rivers effect really does work. He knows what he's doing. He's an NBA champion head coach. He's been here before. He's been in the league for like 20 years as a head coach. He knows what he's doing. And it really does go to show, like, it really is helping Embiid and Simmons and Tobias. Tobias has had his best 2 seasons in the NBA under Doc Rivers. Why is that? Because he's a great coach and he knows what players' flaws are and what they aren't. He knows how to get guys open. That's why you build a team around Ben, Joel, and Tobias with Seth Curry and Danny Green and Shake Milton coming off the bench with shooters and great defensive players like Matisse Thybulle. Now, Matisse Thybulle, to me, at this point in the year, he's almost untradeable. You need that defense. Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle, when they are on the floor together at the same time, you lose offense. Yes. That's why Embiid and Tobias are out there down late in the game with these two. Matisse Thybulle and Ben Simmons on the floor at the same time might just be the best backcourt duo in the NBA. Defensively. Not offensively, defensively. Ben's averaging 1.8 steals and over a block, and so is Matisse Thybulle. They are both great at defense, and Ben is much better at offense than Matisse Thybulle. Ben's averaging a career low 13.5, but you have guys like Shake Milton averaging a career high 14.1, and Joel Embiid 29.3. You don't need Ben Simmons to score the ball as much as you did last year when Shake Milton wasn't averaging 14 points a game and Joel Embiid wasn't averaging 29 points a game. Same thing with Tobias. Was he averaging around that 20 mark? Yes, he was. But you didn't have the bench. Shake Milton didn't do any of this last year. He wasn't playing that role. That's why we're the number 1 seed in the East. But now, to bring me to my last point. Do I think that the Sixers can win the championship this year? I think they can. I think they have the right team. I think they have the right coach. And I think they have the right superstar to do it. Joel Embiid is doing something a center has not done since Shaquille O'Neal. He is downright dominant. Every single game he takes it to whoever is guarding him. Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, who he hasn't played yet this year. They do play them, though, this road trip. And that's on Monday or Tuesday next week. And I'm excited to see that because Rudy Gobert apparently is now front runner for Defensive Player of the Year again. Which makes no sense to me because Ben Simmons definitely deserves the Defensive Player of the Year. That is what he has been. And if you want to go with awards, I mean, you got the Defensive Player of the Year. You got the MVP. You got the Coach of the Year. And you have a top 5 finalist for Sixth Man of the Year. With possibly 3 All-Stars on this team right now. This team can win a championship. No doubt in my mind. It's going to take Embiid. It's going to take Simmons, Tobias. You just got to keep doing what you're doing and maybe add a piece here and there. I don't know what those pieces need to be. Do they need to be starting? Do they need to be off the bench? I don't know. I know some people don't think that this team can win a championship because of the names on the team. But the names on this team are perfectly fine because they go under the radar, and you got Tobias Harris shooting great. You have him averaging 20. You have Ben Simmons, a defensive monster. Matisse Thybulle, defensive beast. And you have a guy almost averaging almost 30 points a night at the big man position. This team can win you a championship because you got everything that you need. Coach, superstar, your stars, and then your role players. Seth Curry and Danny Green play the perfect role for this team. Sit in the corner and shoot and make shots. And on defense, you got Danny Green, who actually can play defense. And Ben Simmons makes up the defense for Seth Curry, and so does Joel Embiid, on the big men. This team has been great so far. And I really hope they stay like this because this is what's really holding this city together right now in the sports world is the Philadelphia 76ers. Because you still have that Carson Wentz drama that is going on every single night. Every single day I'm waiting for Carson Wentz to be traded. Because that's what's happened with the Eagles. Now you have the Flyers not playing all week because of the virus. This team has been fun to watch. And I need them to keep this up for my sanity at this point. But this team is great. They have the pieces. They just need to do it later on in the year. It has been 24. Tonight is 25 games onto the season. And I think this team is one of, if not the best team so far this year. Now, we can have a discussion like that in the comments section down below. But make sure to subscribe to the 4for4 Philly Fan Podcast. Like, comment if you like the video. And if you want to have a discussion down low, comment. And I'll comment back. But with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in to the 4for4 Philly Fan Podcast. Your home to news on all 5 sports teams in the city. Eagles, Sixers, Phillies, Flyers, and the Philadelphia Union. I cover it all here on the podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe if you are new. And I am out. Peace. Go Sixers tonight, baby. Let's get that W. Let's make it 18-7. I'm out.